All right, I gotta get into these fan questions before the fans get really pissed off.
Got it.
Oh.
I agree with this fan question, actually. It's about 223 and the antics that went on with Conor McGregor, and I know you've kind of had to answer this a few times before, right, if you've done media in the last couple days. But what did you think about what he did as far as, throwing the hand truck at a bus filled with fighters? We know it was based off of him trying to be loyal to his friend, but he threw something at a bus full of people that had nothing to do with it. So what were your thoughts on the whole experience?
When I really sit down and I don't just jump to conclusion, right? I take everything, I think about everything. I think about it deep, right? I try to see both sides. I truly do. Was it the best career move? I don't know. Maybe not, right? To hurt people like that. At the end of the day, I feel like just the fighter's loss, Because maybe, like you said, it was, you have your homies back. And where I come from, I mean, it's ride or die, I'm going to go down with you, to almost to a fault. But when you grow up in that environment, that's the way it is. But then you got to think about it. And I talk to guys on the business side of it, and they go, that's not the best choice in your career, not the best career move right there. He was down for his homie to a point that it brought him to that, and I feel like when someone gets so mad, if they truly are that mad, people always talk, and you never know if it's a hyped up Khabib fight or what, you never know what's going on, till you're that person, so I could never speak. But sometimes, we sit down and we talk about it. We go, man, what if someone does piss us off and we snap? Like we have to almost like, good thing it happened with him and not with us. If something ever bad was to happen like that, where we end up fighting other fighters. But yeah, I just think this whole card was kind of cursed in a way from the beginning. But it was the ultimate curse when that happened, right? Because then, first it was Tony and Khabib, right? Then you're just like, man, this happened. And we actually got the call to fight Khabib.
Yeah.
And we said yes, but Max is champion and he said yes. So champion has first priority, which makes sense. Max took the fight, then Max got declared unfit to fight. They pulled him, and now there's no main event.
Right.
So now we're all bummed out there's no main event. And then all of a sudden we get bummed out because Conor does this, and then 3 other fights got canceled, right? Artem Labov fight because he was with them. You got Chessa fight, and you have the Ray Borg fight. So you have 3 fights, and then you have a couple fighters that are scared. It's just bad for business.
My whole thing is that, like, this is a type of job where you could actually get paid to fight the guy you don't like, and you might even get 6 to 8 weeks to train for it. So why throw a chair and hit people who have nothing to do with it?
Like street rules become different, though. Street rules become different. I feel like you said, once it's real personal beef,
right?
You see the real deal, where there's no referee, where there's no this.
But if I was pissed at Kristen, I couldn't come in here and throw a microphone at her and then accidentally hit you, James. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it happens. We're humans, emotions sometimes get the best of us.
James retaliates and,
No, the whole situation is crazy.
Right.
The whole situation is crazy.
It's still his job. Like, the UFC is still his office.
Yeah. No, that's why, like I said, it wasn't the best choice in career. If you're on the street and you have a career like this and something like that happens, we see these things happen and we're like, oh, that's a crazy street fight. Right. And we watch the video and we go about it. But because it happened in this kind of situation where there's fighters, it's a professional event, you're at the top of, this is the mecca of fighting, UFC.
Right.
And where it was in New York,
well,
it is a dumb move. It's a dumb move, but then, honestly, I sat back and thought about it the other day. I go, this just promoted the hell out of the other fight.
It did. I get
whether
that.
you like it or not.
I'm more pissed that he hurt Ray Borg.
No, it sucks. It sucks. Honestly, I feel bad, and I hope these guys get their pay for because they put in their work. Whenever a fighter trains hard and puts their work in, and doesn't get to fight, because it had some do out of their control. that sucks, because you cannot take that time back.
Right.
You worked hard, you trained hard, the mental game that goes on with this. You're during fight week, you just finished weighing, like the fight's tomorrow and this happens. That just sucks.
I would be so mad.